Going fast may be the name of the game in MotoGP, with horsepower, acceleration and top speeds usually grabbing most of the headlines, but you won't get far without taming the beast. There's no point in going quickly if you can't slow it down. So we find out just what it takes when it comes to braking power in the top class of the World Championship. With a bit of help from carbon brake technology, just how do you get a bike to stop efficiently from 340 km an hour? We enlisted the assistance of Eugenio Gandolfi, Chief Engineer for Brembo.
You have to divide brakes in two fundamental components. One is safety and the other one is performance. I mean, safety 50% and performance 50%. Carbon is much more lighter, so it's much more easy has an handspring weight in changing direction and so on. Plus, the carbon have a little bit more high efficiencies, and they have the capacity to dissipate the temperature much better way. The kinetic energy during the brake becomes temperature, so you must have something which is more able to dissipate this kind of temperature. You must stay between the 300 degrees to the 700 degrees, which is the optimized temperature for the braking. And you must keep this value under control for the low temperature as well, for the high temperature as well. So for some circuit which is considered not so high braking cost, you can use low mass. Low mass also less weight, so in terms of handling is also better compared to the high mass. But in certain circuit where you have, which is we consider very heavy braking cost, you must have high mass because you must have some component to achieve the temperature. It's not possible to use carbon discs in the wet because how is the characteristic of the friction level. Carbon needs temperature to work. There's a sort of temperature range to work in the best way, which is difficult to get on wet conditions. Plus, it's more aggressive compared to the steel discs, and the steel disc is going to give you more feeling. Carbon is quite expensive compared to conventional discs, but also the wearing rate and the cost is quite good matching because the discs can stay over 3,000 kilometers, and the pad as well can stay as well on 3,000 kilometers, which means 4 races easy, which is not possible to get with a steel disc. Certain point is for us is give to the rider the same feeling, exactly the same feeling from the first lap to the last lap, where you have a bike where it's heavy at the beginning with a very high grip for the tire and less grip for the tire in the end, less weight. So it's more easy to work with the front compared to the rear because rear is very personal. There's some rider where you have the rear brake only for rules. They never use the rears. Some other one they use the rear has for brake, but as well for cornering speed control. And it's very personal. As I said before, we have a lot of more combination for the rear in order to optimize the rear for each rider compared to the front. We have much more choice for the rear. During the braking time, all the weight is going to the front. So during the weight transfer, due to the dynamics of the bikes, you have the maximum braking force on the front, not in the rear. For us, it's very, let's say, easy to give more performance compared to now. Considering that our brake system can generate more than 550, almost 600 horsepower, which is almost double of the horsepower generated by the engine. So the problem is how to use this horsepower, because the bike has some limitation. The bike has some dynamics limitation under the brake. Compared to the cars where you can use a much more braking performance because you have 4 axles and a lot of downforce. Plus, during the braking time, you have your center of gravity coming up. So a lot of difference, much more compared to the car to work on it. So a lot of consideration must be done.